My name is Avery Collins. I'm 29 years old. I used to think maturity showed up loudly, through apologies, big gestures, dramatic conversations that ended with tears and hugs and promises to do better. I was wrong. Sometimes maturity looks like silence. Sometimes it looks like leaving. 3 days ago, my boyfriend and his younger sister thought it would be funny to leave me stranded at a gas station 50 miles from home. They called it a prank. I call it the moment I finally saw the truth. Ethan and I had been together for about 18 months, long enough to know each other's habits, long enough to settle into routines that feel like stability, but can quietly slide into complacency. 6 months ago, when his lease ended, he moved into my apartment. Important detail, the apartment is mine. I've lived there for 4 years. My name is the only one on the lease. I pay the rent. I handle maintenance. I keep the place running. Ethan contributes $400 a month. It doesn't even cover half the utilities, but I never made it an issue. I make decent money. I liked helping. I thought that's what partnership looked like. Looking back, that should have been my first warning sign. Ethan's sister Lily is 25. She lives across town. They're close. Not normal close, insular close. Inside jokes, shared glances, conversations that don't include you but happen right in front of you anyway. Whenever the three of us were together, I felt like background noise in my own relationship. I told myself that was just sibling closeness. I told myself a lot of things. Last Saturday, the three of us drove out to this outlet mall about 50 miles away. Ethan was driving my car. He doesn't have one. He said it was kind of a sibling day, but invited me because, and I quote, "You're fun to shop with." I should have known something was off when Lily kept smirking at me in the passenger seat. We stopped at a gas station halfway there. I went inside to grab snacks and use the restroom. I wasn't gone more than 5 minutes. When I walked back out, my car was gone. At first, I thought I'd lost it somehow. I walked the lot, checked the pumps, looked down the side road. Nothing. Then my phone buzzed. A text from Ethan. "Gotcha. You should see your face, Ive. We're right around the corner watching. This is hilarious." My stomach dropped. Then Lily chimed in. "This is what you get for being boring. Lighten up." I stood there, heat creeping up my neck, people walking past me like I was invisible. I texted back, "Very funny, come back." Another message, "Relax, we're dying laughing." 5 minutes passed. 10. I typed again. "Okay, joke's over. Come get me." Ethan replied, "You're so mad. Chill, we're coming." 15 minutes. 20. Lily. "Learn to take a joke. We'll be there soon. Stop being dramatic." I tried calling. No answer. 30 minutes. My hands were shaking, not from anger, but from something colder. Realization. These weren't teenagers. These were two adults who thought humiliating me was entertainment. I typed one last message. "This isn't funny anymore." Ethan replied, "You're such a baby." That was it. Something inside me went quiet. Not rage, clarity. I opened my rideshare app, then closed it. Called a taxi company instead. "Airport pickup?" the dispatcher asked. "Yes," I said, "as soon as possible." While I waited, the text kept coming. "Stop being so serious. We're literally on our way. Don't be mad when we get there." The cab pulled up. I got in. 5 minutes later, my phone buzzed again. "We're back at the gas station. Where did you go?" Lily. "This isn't funny." The irony almost made me laugh. I texted once. "Taking a trip, don't wait up." Then I muted the conversation. As the car pulled away, I didn't look back at the gas station. I looked forward. And for the first time in months, I felt light. By the time the taxi merged onto the highway, my phone was vibrating nonstop in my lap. I didn't look at it. That felt important. Not looking, not reacting, not explaining. For the first time since I'd met Ethan, I wasn't managing his emotions for him. The driver glanced at me through the rearview mirror. "Everything okay?" "Yes," I said, and surprised myself by meaning it. The airport was busy in that late afternoon way. Families dragging suitcases, business travelers glued to their phones, couples arguing quietly near check-in counters. Normal life moving forward, completely indifferent to whatever implosion had just happened in mine. I walked up to the ticket counter and asked for the next flight leaving. "Destination?" the agent asked. I didn't hesitate. "Vegas." Not because I had plans, not because I wanted to party, because it was the farthest place I could go right now without thinking too much. While waiting at the gate, I finally checked my phone. Ethan's tone had shifted. The first wave had been playful, the second annoyed. Now it was edging into panic. "Avery, answer me." "This isn't funny anymore. Where are you?" Lily chimed in too. "Okay, seriously, where did you go? You're being dramatic." I put my phone face down. Then I made 3 calls. The first was to my landlord. I explained that I needed additional security measures placed on my apartment immediately. I didn't overshare. I didn't need to. He knew me well enough to trust that if I was calling on a Saturday evening, something had gone wrong. No problem, he said. I'll get someone over there within the hour. The second call was to a private security company. I explained that unauthorized individuals might attempt to enter my apartment and that I needed overnight coverage. They quoted me $200. I said yes without blinking. The third call was to my best friend Mark. He answered on the second ring. Hey, what's up? I told him everything. Not emotionally, logistically. The facts, the gas station, the texts, the silence. There was a pause. Then, you're kidding. No. Another pause, longer this time. They left you there? Yes. On purpose? Yes. Mark exhaled sharply. Yeah, okay, I'm in. What do you need? I asked him to go to my apartment, meet the security guard, and give them photos of Ethan and Lily. Don't let them in, I said. Under any circumstances. Mark didn't joke, didn't tease. Just said, I've got you. When my flight boarded, I turned my phone off completely. No more updates, no more incoming noise. The plane took off just after sunset. As the city lights shrank below us, something loosened in my chest. I hadn't realized how tense I'd been, how much of myself I'd been holding in to keep things easy. I landed in Vegas around 11 that night, checked into a hotel, ordered room service. Then I turned my phone back on. It lit up like a warning flare. 152 messages, 34 missed calls. I didn't read all of them. I didn't need to. The pattern was obvious. Hour 1, confusion and irritation. Where are you? This is immature. Hour 2, panic. We can't find you. Are you okay? Please answer. Hour 3, anger. We're at your apartment. The security guard won't let us in. Hour 4, outrage. You can't lock me out of my own home. This is insane. Lily's messages were worse. You're a psycho. Let him in. You're going to regret this. I sent one message. 1. You left me stranded as a joke. I found my own way home. The apartment is mine. The lease is in my name. You do not live there legally. We're done. You can collect your belongings next week with proper notice. Then I blocked them both. I set the phone down and stared at the hotel ceiling. I didn't feel triumphant. I felt calm. The next morning, I woke up without dread. No knot in my stomach, no rehearsing conversations in my head. I spent the day walking the strip, people watching, letting my thoughts come and go without forcing them into conclusions. That night, Mark texted me. Security report is wild. They showed up angry. Cops came. They left pissed. I didn't ask for details. I didn't need them yet. I flew home Monday afternoon. Dave, the security guard, was finishing his shift when I arrived. He looked tired but amused. Interesting weekend, he said. I tipped him generously. Inside my apartment, everything was exactly as I'd left it. Ethan's things were still there. And for the first time, instead of feeling overwhelmed by that fact, I felt resolved. I started boxing his belongings, not out of spite, but preparation. Because this chapter was ending, whether he understood it yet or not. I didn't hear the full story until Tuesday morning. That was intentional. I wanted to land. I wanted sleep. I wanted to stand in my own kitchen again and remind myself that this space, this life, was still mine. Only then did I sit down with a cup of coffee and read the incident report from the security company. Dave had been thorough. According to his log, Ethan and Lily arrived at my building at 10:47 p.m., Saturday night. Ethan was angry, but controlled. Lily was neither. Dave wrote that Ethan insisted it was his apartment. Dave replied that the leaseholder, me, had requested they not be allowed entry. Lily immediately escalated. This is illegal, she told him. Dave wrote, I informed her she was welcome to contact law enforcement if she believed that to be the case. She did. The police arrived around 11:30 p.m. I requested the police report too. It was almost boring in its clarity. Officer, what seems to be the issue? Ethan, my girlfriend locked me out of my apartment. Officer, is your name on the lease? Ethan, no. Officer, do you have mail here? Bills, ID listing this address? No. Officer, do you have a written rental agreement? No. We're dating. The officer asked Dave for my contact information. Dave gave it. They called. I didn't answer. I was watching a show in Vegas and eating room service fries without apology. The voicemail was calm, professional. Ma'am, this is Officer Reynolds. We're at your residence regarding a dispute. Please return our call. I called back the next morning after I landed. Hi, this is Avery Collins. I had a missed call from this number. The officer was polite. Yes, ma'am. We responded to a call at your residence. A man claimed he was locked out. That would be my ex-boyfriend, I said, the word ex coming out cleaner than I expected. He was a guest in my apartment. We broke up. He's not on the lease. Does he have belongings there? Yes. I'm happy to arrange a time for him to collect them with notice. Understood. We informed him he would need to retrieve property through civil means. Thank you. That was it. No drama, no ambiguity. The law does not care about vibes or feelings or inside jokes. It cares about names on paper. When I got home that afternoon, I continued packing. Ethan's clothes, his books, a chair he'd brought, some kitchen gadgets. 12 boxes total. I inventoried everything, labeled it, took photos. I wasn't being petty. I was being careful. That night, Mark forwarded me messages Ethan had been sending him. Tell her this is abusive. Tell her she can't keep my stuff hostage. I'm going to sue her. Mark added, he called me 12 times. I replied, block him. I changed my number the next day. I didn't give it to Ethan. Wednesday evening, Lily found me on LinkedIn. Of all places. Her message was long, aggressive, and carefully framed. I was a controlling psychopath. What I'd done was illegal and abusive. I'd traumatized her brother. I'd humiliated him in front of police. They were getting a lawyer. I didn't respond. I saved the screenshot. Then, late Thursday night, I got an email from Ethan. I skimmed it. According to him, I had overreacted to a harmless prank. They'd only been gone 35 minutes. That was a lie. I had timestamps. I was financially abusive for locking him out, emotionally abusive for involving police. He wanted access to the apartment. He wanted $2,000 for emotional distress. I forwarded it to a lawyer friend. He replied with one sentence. He has no case. This is laughable. I emailed Ethan back the next morning. Professional. Brief. You may collect your belongings this Saturday between 10 o'clock a.m. and 12 p.m. A witness will be present. Items will be boxed and ready. This is your one opportunity. He replied within 5 minutes. I'm not coming alone. Lily and my dad will be there. I wrote back. That's fine, as long as collection happens during the specified window. Then I put my phone down. Because this part wasn't about closure. It was about consequences. And Saturday was coming. Saturday arrived exactly the way I expected it to. Quiet, tense, and unavoidable. Mark came over at 9:30 a.m. to be my witness. He didn't joke. He didn't comment on the boxes stacked neatly by the door. He just nodded once, like this was a job we were about to finish, not a relationship autopsy. At 10:15, the elevator dinged. Ethan stepped out first. He looked tired, not heartbroken, offended, like someone who still believed this was all a misunderstanding that would resolve itself if I just stopped being difficult. Lily followed, arms crossed, jaw set. Their father trailed behind them, shoulders slumped, eyes already apologetic. He looked like a man who knew this wasn't going to go well and wished he was anywhere else. I stayed in the lobby. Everything's boxed and ready, I said calmly. I'll help carry it down. Lily scoffed. You're really doing this over a joke? I didn't raise my voice. You left me 50 miles from home for over an hour while you laughed. Yes, I'm really doing this. It was 35 minutes, Ethan snapped. It was over an hour, I replied. I have timestamps. Their dad stepped in quickly. Can we just get the things, please? Smart man. Upstairs, I stayed in the doorway while they checked the boxes. Mark filmed quietly. Ethan opened a few, nodding stiffly. Clothes, books, shoes. Then he froze. Where's my laptop? Box 3, I said. He opened it, then shook his head sharply. This isn't it. That's the Dell you've been using. My MacBook, he said. The good one. I've never seen a MacBook here. Lily immediately jumped in. You stole it. Mark didn't move the camera. I inventoried everything I found, I said evenly. If it's not here, I don't have it. That laptop cost $2,000, Ethan said. You better find it. Their dad rubbed his face. Ethan, did you maybe leave it somewhere else? No, Ethan insisted. It was here. It went in circles for 20 minutes. Accusations, denials, Lily whispering loudly about police reports and lawsuits. Finally, their dad cut in. Enough. Take what's here. They loaded the last box in silence. Before leaving, Ethan turned to me. I can't believe you threw away a year and a half over one mistake. I met his eyes. That wasn't a mistake. It was a choice. And it showed me exactly who you are. Lily rolled her eyes. God, you're so sensitive. I'm done with this conversation, I said. Please leave. You're going to regret this, she snapped. I really don't think I will. Their dad nodded at me quietly as they left. That meant more than any apology Ethan never gave. The aftermath was predictable. A fake demand letter from a fake law firm. Misspellings. Bad formatting. Threats of emotional distress damages. My lawyer friend laughed. Ignore it, he said. This is desperation. Lily tried social media next, posted a vague rant about abusive exes and stolen property. It didn't land the way she wanted. Too many people knew the real story. The post disappeared within hours. 3 weeks later, the MacBook mystery resolved itself. Lily texted me from an unknown number. Found the laptop. It was at my place. Sorry for accusing you. That was it. No apology, no accountability. I didn't respond. Ethan emailed once more. He'd been thinking. The prank went too far. He missed me. He wanted to talk. Notice what was missing. A real apology. 2 days later, another email. I don't understand how you could do this. I thought you loved me. Still the victim. Still the center. I didn't respond. Last week, I ran into his dad at the grocery store. He looked relieved to see me. She's staying with us for now, he said. This was a wake-up call for him, for both of them. I hope so, I replied honestly. He hesitated, then added, Between you and me, Lily pushed the prank. Not that it excuses anything. I appreciate you telling me, I said. We parted politely. That was closure enough. My apartment feels like mine again. I changed the locks, deep cleaned, rearranged furniture, donated the chair Ethan left behind. I've gone on a couple dates. Nothing serious. I'm not rushing. Mark still calls it the great gas station escape. You know the wild part? He said recently. You didn't yell. You didn't beg. You just left. I smiled. They wanted me to lighten up and take a joke. And instead, I showed them what being left behind actually feels like. I don't regret how I handled it. What they did wasn't a prank. It was humiliation disguised as humor. And when I was clearly upset, they kept going. That's not love. That's not respect. That's not partnership. So when they left me at that gas station, I made a choice. I chose myself. I chose dignity. I chose to walk away cleanly. They wanted to leave me stranded. So I left them outside my apartment and outside my life. Fair's fair.